Welcome to the Scene Snobs podcast.
Welcome to the Scene Snobs podcast, everybody. It is Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Thank you for joining in. And if you're listening to us at a later time, thank you so much for that. We'd also like to thank this week's sponsor, Shopify. Link down below, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Thank you guys so much for coming back, checking out the Scene Snobs podcast. My baby, if you will. I love this show. And this intro is going to be a bit of a different one. It's going to be a bit of a harder one. So bear with me, because we'll go back to fun. We'll get back to absurdity. And we'll definitely be reviewing Dune and Dune Part 2. So there's some good stuff, but I always try to be honest. And yeah, I know. I talk about the positivity a lot. I talk about the honesty and the integrity. This isn't stuff that I'm just touting. I buy into it. Like, this is my life. This is how I try to live. And I try to be very honest about my mental health. See, maybe it will help others as they go through, because I think normalizing talking about it is important. The more communication, the more people we can help. I truly believe that. But I do understand that communicating during those deep depressions, when your emotions are going skyrocketing up and going straight right down like a roller coaster. Like, I get it. You in your core beliefs and everything you think about yourself. I get it. I know what those are. I have them. I don't think I'm good looking. I don't think I'm smart. I don't think I'm a good dad or a good husband or a good friend. Like, I don't think those things. And when people try to say them to me, I get very shamed and turned off, like guilt-ridden, like, please don't compliment me. Those are core beliefs. Those are things you have to work against. Those are things that you have to challenge every day, even if you have to say the opposite just to yourself, just to because more often than not, the opposite is exactly what is true and what you need to hear. But I'm no stranger to those feelings, those thoughts. So talking about it and putting it out here on my show and my platform, if it helps somebody, that's what this is about. Or maybe it will just nudge somebody in the right direction of getting help for themselves, because they might hear something that I'm going through that they may not know, because it's not normalized, and it should be. So I'm going to start this one off today. This one's especially hard. I got Paul down in the green room. He doesn't even know what I'm going to talk about, but he's seen me and he understands what's been happening. And but unfortunately, Paul, I couldn't tell you yesterday because I had to talk to my wife first about it. Past couple of days I've fallen into a very deep depression. As you guys know, I'm doing this intensive outpatient programming for my mental health to help me to cope with my traumas through my life and other things that I go through as well. And that mixed in with some physical ailments that are plaguing me for quite a bit right now. It's taken its toll, and my depression has has been declining, I'd say, over the course of the past year. And that's why I went into this program, because I wanted to get myself help for it. I didn't want to live in a depression. So as I do this, you're dealing with a lot all at once. So it takes a lot. You almost have to go through what I've heard referred to as emotional burst. You're dealing with emotions all at once when you're trying to cope and do these things. So like I said, I slipped into a really bad depression the past couple of days, and I've had some I can't really say it on YouTube, but some thoughts about unaliving. Not actionary thoughts. There are intrusive thoughts, there's actionary thoughts. Actionary thoughts are like, am I coming up with a plan? I was not coming up with a plan. A lot of these were intrusive, me telling myself I'm no good, I'm better off gone. I can't tell anybody because that is a burden on them. I am a burden. And you get those and they hit, and it's hard. It's hard. And the reason I'm saying these things in detail as I feel them, because I'm still feeling it today. I should not be doing this show, but it is so important to me that as I go through these things, I take those opportunities to talk about them as I go through them. Because again, they're not normalized, and a lot of people don't know what to say in the moment, and it's tough. I don't even know what to say in the moment, and I'm on a fucking podcast. So what does that tell you? I'm doing my best. I'm challenging those thoughts. I'm putting myself in good places. I'm communicating. It was very hard to sit and look at my wife in the face and tell her these things, knowing she'll accept me, knowing that she will be there for me, and then talk to other friends as well, and kind of, I'm starting that process. Like, friends, please don't start messaging me just yet. I'm starting that process. I had to talk to my wife first, and but we're always shaming people in this world. Not, I'm talking media. I'm talking, this, that, and the other thing, whether it's considered political or religious or this, that, and the other. We're always shaming people for the actual act of the unaliving, rather than asking, what could we have done? And more I see that sort of balance shift among everyday people accepting mental health. But that's why this is so important to me to do this and talk this out right now, and kind of open up to all of you at the same time, because literally I talked to my wife so far about this. I had such a hard time. And I don't know if this is the right way to go about it or not. But I started this show opening up and being honest. I might as well keep it going, right? So I wanted to share that with you guys today. And I know it took a lot of time to do that, but for the main purpose of, I understand those feelings when you're in them. They're exhausting. They keep you up at night. They won't let you sleep during the day. They bring you down to the point where you don't even want to look at light. Look at the light. If you need to listen to a song, pick a song, but pick one that you shouldn't be you should be listening to. Pick something happy. Make those small fights what is important. Stop thinking about, I am going to kick this. I'm never going to think about this again. I'm never going to. In those moments, pick the small victories, the things that like, okay, I have a choice here. I can either get up and not lay in bed all day and maybe just go sit in a chair. Fine, you've made some small victory. You've done something. Keep it going, add them up, write them down. That was great advice that was given to me by another. So do these things to help yourselves. And reach out, communicate, because no matter what you're telling yourself in your head, fight every urge of it. Every bit of that is trying to pull you back and keep you from reaching out. Fight every urge of it and just say the words. Just say them out loud. Communicate it. It's important. And you know who loves you, and you know who you can say it to. So go to them. Trust me, they'll be there for you. So that's where I wanted to go with this tonight. If anybody's feeling like that or down like that, or ever, it doesn't have to be right now, but ever, communicate. Do the work. Cope. Find ways to cope. You can look online, mental health coping exercises. Whatever you need. If you need like other words, I'll look them up for you, and I'll send them out to you. Message us. Whatever we got to do. But that was my intro. That's my message. I want to bring Paul in, and we're going to get crazy with it. We're going to have a lot of fun. So thank you for dealing with 10 minutes of me doing that. But let's bring in producer Paul, who's been sitting patiently back there waiting for me. Like, shut up, dude. Come on.
Nah, I mean, I appreciate your honesty. There's a big vulnerability, you just being willing to talk to a general audience. Like, anyone could be listening to this, and I respect it, because I know I go through my pretty severe seasonal depression, and I know you stayed on me to make sure I didn't close up. So if you ever need anything from me, I'm always here, and you pushed me, and I know my counselor. I'm not part of Mick's program, but my counselor.
No. I love you, brother, and I know, and that's why I felt so bad that it was coming out here. But I was like, I just talked to Mary, so I was like, I needed to talk to her first, and let her know where I was at, because I felt like if I didn't talk to her first. That would be a real slap in the face to her, and I didn't want to do that to her. But I do appreciate it. I love you, buddy.
Yeah.
You know that. And
but just small victories. That's the big thing. Because let me tell you, I hate Christmas. I hate Christmas time. But just working Christmas, just see if I could make one kid smile during any of those events, that made the world a difference. And just like you said, just going out, just showing up to work. That got me through a lot of the season a lot easier than previous Decembers.
Even if you're somebody who is so far down, you can't even bring yourself to get out of bed. I've been there. I understand. What's the small victory? Maybe open a blind. Maybe play a song that you like that makes you feel good. Maybe flip through TikTok. It's a motion. It's something. It's a small victory to keep you distracted long enough. Maybe you can balance out a little bit and then move towards the next little victory.
Right.
Trust me, people. Don't look at it as I need to kick everything, because that's not how mental health works. You look at the small victories that add up all the way until you can bring yourself to and communicate. Open up to somebody. If you can find people, there are resources. We have resources down below in the descriptions. Go check them out. Find people if you need to talk to them. This is BetterHelp does not sponsor us, but they're out there, so go check them out.
Right.
And there's other ones like that. So like I definitely wanted to make sure if I could relay anything in that moment. I appreciate you, Paul, adding that. Small victories. Just take them when you can get them.
Absolutely.
But I made it explicitly easy for me tonight, knowing that I was going through this, that we're going to do the Wheel of Absurdity.
Hell yeah. Perfect. Smart.
Yeah. I was like, you know what? I think I'm just going to enjoy the Wheel of Absurdity today.
It always brings out an interesting side of conversation. So I'm excited.
It most definitely does. Actually, we got some comments here. James is here. What is going on, James? Thank you so much for joining in, brother. Go check out James MCD Reviews. Dave Kerr is here. What's going on, brother? Oh, dude, Dave, one of my favorite filmmakers out today. He's so good, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to see Slasher Nurse. I'm so excited. Same. That's his next one. And now he's already gearing up, getting ready for the one after that, Bloody Summer Camp 2.
Dave just is a madman. And I love it.
I love it. That's what you should do. He's a filmmaker. Yeah. And there's so many, there's so many great people out there trying, doing the hustle and filmmaking, but he's making the movies he wants to make. And I love that. Independent filmmaking. Support it always. All right, let's spin this freaking wheel, shall we?
Hell yeah. It's gonna be something about mental health, and we're both gonna be like, damn it.
What was the mental health of everybody on Gilligan's Island Lake? All right, let's see what number 80 is. Rock this one. All right, number 80 is, if you were a character in a science fiction story, what futuristic technology would you invent? I don't know. All right. This one got interesting for me real fast, because for a second I was like, I'm not an inventor, but I'm like, what would I need though?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be tough.
Because people I think would be like ray guns or whatever. I'm like, I want something where oxygen is readily available at all times. Even in this crazy nuclear world of ours.
I kind of like, not to keep it with mental health, but I'd almost like to try a world where we're kind of surprised, just to see what it was like for a day, let's say, right? So like maybe like the Giver type situation where it's like you just have zero emotions. You take a pill, so I guess be the inventor of that pill where you're just boring. You're just even, just for a day, just to see what it's like. Because of a lot of times people think emotions are all bad, and it's the good parts of you too. So if I was
I couldn't do it. I never liked that book anyway. I remember I read that in like the 7th grade. And the movie didn't, even though I didn't like the book, the movie didn't do it justice. But like, I got the idea of the book, but I just didn't like the prose to it. And it isn't one that really sticks with me. But I get why so many people do. But no way would I want to. First off, great question, by the way. Yeah, or a great answer, by the way. No, I don't want to do a no emotion pill. I like happiness.
Same.
I like dancing.
Just for a day, it might be cool.
No, I don't think it would. I think it'd suck. I think you would have nothing. Because even feeling like shit these past 2 days, at least I was feeling. I like it.
Right.
I like that. I don't want to be dead inside. I just want to be like, nah, I can't. I couldn't even imagine looking at people I care about with no emotion.
That'd be weird. See, I didn't think that far. Now you're.
That'd be hard, man. You know what else? You know what else I wouldn't take? Whichever pill got me in the Matrix, got me out of the Matrix, I'd stay. I'm good.
I like my chicken tasting like chicken.
I'm like, what's so bad about here? What are they doing to us? Like, ultimately, what are they doing to us? Nothing.
I mean,
they're just giving us a different, like, they're giving us a non-cave life.
Yeah.
A war-torn cave life. I don't know. I don't want that. Who wants to live like that? Like, I get Terminator when the future is like that, because it's like the machines are trying to kill you. And yes, I understand the machines. Well, the machines are really just trying to put you back in the Matrix.
Right.
You're trying to kill them. So I'm 100% with Cyrus on that whole thing. You should be asking people. You should have made that. Should have been. I mean, I get the whole. All right, now I'm on the fucking Matrix. I don't even know how. I went from this is 0 to 60. This is what bipolar looks like. Everybody, you catch one little glimpse, and you're like, all right, why do I hate this? I get the whole point of what they were trying to say with the Matrix, either being awake or being asleep. When you're awake, you're aware, you know things, you're woke, for lack of it. That is literally the epitome of what woke is, and it's red and blue. Mm-hmm. I just put that together. I'm sure they knew that. I'm just like they're really smart filmmakers, so I get it. But at the same time, like, holy shit, that's 1999. That's pretty crazy. So. But to think about it from that perspective, from a pre 9/11,
right? Yeah,
that's where I think it's fucking me up a little bit. Is like, because since 9/11, it's been so polarizing to choose a side.
Yes, yeah.
Pre 9/11, yes, but it was mostly towards elections,
right?
You know, you never really it wasn't like the culture we have now.
Not even close.
So. Why'd you got to put the Matrix? Kid?
Right.
You didn't even say it. You just asked if the giver if I would do a no emotion pill, and I went down.
But I understand the jump. It's all good.
Rabbit hole again. I'm Neo. I'm the one.
Yep.
I'm the one. I'm the one who. I'm the one who knocks. Dave says had to be mad to deal with Mike. Yeah. I love Mike. But you guys are such a pair. Basic answer: cloning machine. Ooh, I'd have. What about teleporter?
See, I'd like teleporter.
Yeah,
I won't have to keep track of where all the bathrooms are. You know what I mean?
Huh. I'd have one to do all the adult things. The other me to work on videos, and I'll save. Well, which one's subjugation?
The clone,
because you're like, when to clone? When are we clones? Perceivably are human too, right?
Depends on which way you go with clones, because you could have robot.
What?
Actual
there's
clones?
A right way or a wrong way.
Yeah.
Are they humans? Can they talk? Can they move? Can they do everything I can do? If I clone myself,
yes, just not
he
better.
can do everything. Maybe. Because who knows if that clone can keep going, or what? Now does this clone have to grow up? Is it an accelerated growing up?
Just starts right where you're at, right here. Just boom.
Okay, starts right from where I'm at. He just comes out, boop, it's like I'm done.
Yep.
And then it's just, Mick. Well, first of all, I'd be like, I'm sorry you're fat. I don't know how you got that way. because that's not how cells and genetics work. But okay. So, but I'm sorry you're fat. But honestly, like, okay, I guess this is the ultimate tester. If I cloned you, could your clone sleep, and your wife consented to it? Could your clone sleep with your wife?
No.
Why?
Because I'm insane.
Okay. Maybe not you, but all right, let's all right, me. Go back to me. Let's take this in a new direction. If I clone myself and my wife was okay with it and she consented to it, would it be wrong or cheating if she had sex with my clone?
No.
Answer honestly. I'm not mad.
No,
I realized
you're right.
I was making it too personal for you. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. I'm not sure.
I don't. So
because
I don't think so. Because it'd be like if we transported our subconscious, let's say, into a new body. Let's say we have robot bodies, we can do that in, right? If you continue being with the person you're with, but your consciousness is in there, I wouldn't say you're cheating. You know, like, oh, you're with, you know, you're a robosexual now. I'd be like, no, that's still me. So I guess technically, if it's a clone of me, it'd still be me.
Right here. Would you have sex with your clone?
With my clone? No, because I know I'm a very selfish lover. So that'd be very
Don't steal my line.
No one is coming.
Would you at least give him a retry?
I'd try, but I know he just laughed the whole time because I know that's what I would do. Stop.
My God. I love it. All right. Yeah, it's such a complicated thing because I'm like, okay, so if we're considering them not human and they're subjugated, so we're considering them lower life forms.
Yep.
Which, sorry, humanity, it's not like you've never done that before, or still do in certain areas. Point being, so you have, and I'm doing this slowly because I'm trying to figure it out in my head because it's fucking weird, but it's a cool science fiction. So if you clone yourself, and then we would have to either consider them human, and then it's okay. It's cheating, but it's okay because they're human. Like, it's not okay in the marriage. I'm saying it's okay if a consensual, consensual sex happens. But I just want to make that point very evident and clear. That's where I was going. So it's okay, but then we can't subjugate them because we're looking at them as humans, as equals. We would have to look at them as non-equal to subjugate them to get them to do the things we want them to do. But we still have to maintain and feed and take care of them.
Yep. Or we could just do it like the Prestige and just throw them in a glass dome, with full water and just let them drown every time.
We would lose all hope of humanity in any way, shape, or form as we knew it if we started that.
Welcome to 2024.
Oh my God, Paul. Well, guys, I did. This side is about that positivity. That side is about that positively happening to clones if they cross Paul.
Just crazy, man. I want to fight. I want to fight a clone. I want to see who would win. Because if I'm fighting myself,
the clone,
who's going to win?
The clone.
Does no one win?
The clone.
It's fucked up.
Here's why. All of its muscles, and it doesn't have any of your ailments. It doesn't have any of your weaknesses. Now, it also doesn't have your experience either.
That's true too.
But because we don't know what this now, they may have your memories, but they don't have experience. So they've never used their arms and stuff like that. So now, are they animalistic? So if you try to fight it, is it trying to murder you because of instinct? So
you'd be smart to. You probably won't, especially if he's like me. But he should.
You're ridiculous, man. I mean, in a good way, but still, in the most absurd of ways.
I'm just trying to be Ken enough today. That's it.
Knuff. That's all you gotta say. It's Knuff.
I like Ken enough. I don't Knuff.
Why are we back in the 80 and then 70? That's ridiculous. All right, let's see what we got here. We got 77. If you could have a power from anime, any anime, what would it be and how would you use it? Ooh. I mean,
that's tough.
That
That's
is a
real tough.
one. Because there's so many crazy powers in anime. Oh my god.
I don't even know. Like, where do you even start? Because it's like you obviously want all of them. They're all like everybody wants almost all the powers. So it's like,
well, I was going to say Last Airbender, but they're not, because I like the element and the elemental powers, but it's not considered anime. Now, I mean, that's what I get told by anime fans, like quite often. So if anybody takes umbrage in that, go out and find your anime fans. I'd have the power of the heart of the cards. I have no idea what that is or where it's from. Please share. I'm happy to share it out.
I don't know if you counted. I don't know if you count it as a power, y'all, but I like Princess Mononoke, and I'd say when he gets kind of semi-infected by the demon and he has that demon strength, I think that's pretty dope. Like, I get it's like killing him, but I think that'd be cool.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay, I don't know Yu-Gi-Oh that well. I know the game exists, but I don't know. And my kids played it. I think they do that or Pokemon, or both, or whatever. You know what I mean? All right, I'm gonna. All right, anime is a little hard, so let's take. If you could have any power from any Marvel comic book character, not movies, who would you want?
Wolverine, regeneration, self-healing.
Well, just the self-healing then, not the bones, right? You don't want the bone claws. Yeah. Self-healing is good. So, Deadpool.
Yeah. With as much as I pull my back and I fuck shit up all the time, that'd be so nice just to be like, okay, we're good. Like, that's it.
It's a good. I mean, Spider-Man's would be cool. I don't. People underestimate how strong Spider-Man is. God, I don't. But there's so many heroes. Like, I don't want to just go all powerful and say the Century or anything. Daredevils would be cool, but I don't want to be blind.
You just see it a different way.
All the damn time. So ridiculous.
Thor, you already got you could just be like, aha.
Yeah, but does that come with the trouble of the throne, or can I be like Beta Ray?
You're just thinking of powers. You're just like, I can hoard your hammer. Fuck you.
Wait, do they go away if the hammer goes away? Because I don't want.
Yeah, why not? Let me explain something
out
to you.
Too well for Jane.
Yeah, well, nothing works out for Natalie Portman. Her relationships in any movie franchise are dog shit, period. So that's on her. She's the problem.
If I'd pick Deadpool, would I still have his face? Only if you had the cancer cells in you. Because that's what was going. Yeah, because his regeneration pushes the cancer outwards, but it never leaves. So it just makes him look ugly.
Does Deadpool's sense of humor count as a power? Because he's pretty hilarious.
No, that's the trauma that helped that.
Well, I don't want any more, so never mind.
Yeah. I don't think I need that. I'd say Rogue because then I can touch my own ass. But no. No, people will leave me alone. That'd be cool. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, I'm thinking mutant, but at the same time, like probably Professor X. Maybe Magneto. Oh, Magneto. 100%.
That'd be cool. There you go.
Control all metals.
That'd be fun.
Oh, that'd be great. Although I'd
be harassing people all the time.
I'd have to switch all my plastic cups to metal. So I can Jedi force it. All right. That was a good one. Let's do one more before we get into Dune. I wanted to have sex with the popcorn bucket on air today, but I thought that would
I wanted that too. That's why I'm not wearing pants. I was ready.
I couldn't find it, so I just had to put like a medical glove over my Spud McKenzie Fright Night mug.
Oh,
didn't work.
That's fine.
I don't think it was the same, and there was no popcorn at the end of it.
I just used a toilet paper roll and put a rubber glove in there, warm water. Just called it a day. Went jailhouse rules today. I'm both the problem and the solution. What's up?
Oh my god. Oh, I love it. I love it. You fucked me up before I didn't have to spin the wheel. Like that messed me up. Like I was just thinking about that. And I was thinking about the contraption as you were talking about it. It fucked me up, is what happened.
You're like, these
and
physics
now
are
I'm
real.
like,
is he joking or not?
I'm like, wait. Yeah, I was like, that's so. I was like, A, how does it work? And B, it's so on point. Like he really thought this. Like, I had trouble thinking about futuristic sci-fi things I could invent. I could make anything up, and I had trouble thinking about it. How do you think I felt when you just came out of the blue like MacGyver with your own fleshlight?
Because
like,
I will find a way to nut. Call me Nutgyver. Like,
I will find
there's
a way.
A will and a way.
I'll find a hand-free way to nut at any time.
Yep.
Name of the show now is no longer the Scene Snobs podcast. It's called Nut and a Nut. I'm crazy. He's coming. It's all over the place. Oh my god. All right, let me spin this freaking wheel. This will be the last one. We'll get into Dune. All right, we're in the 30s. 35. Yeah. 35 reigns supreme for us. Oh, okay. I like this one. If you could have a sitcom based on your life, what would be the main plot line of the first episode? It's a sitcom, Paul.
Sitcom. All right. So it'd be filmed like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, because my group of friends and I are absolutely ridiculous. The first episode would be how my friends even fucking tolerate me with all the bullshit I talk all the time. But I'm still reliable. That's what it would be.
Listen, loyalty is a big thing. I mean, you can have a crazy guy in the group. He's loyal. And he's not going to kill everyone. Like, as long as you say stop. So Paul, don't do that part. Paul, knock that off. Let's not do that today. Let's just have fun.
Pull my hand out. Sorry.
Well, all right. Well, that's a weird one, but okay. So basically, you'd be. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah. No, 100%. That's totally my group of friends and I. There's a smart one. You already know.
At this point in my smart one, I don't think that's an apt way of. Remember, that was how they did like 90s movies for kids back in the day. Like there was the one who was like super smart. All the other kids were just dumb and hated school. It was like, you can't have a healthy balance of like these kids all bring something to the table. That's like what we have now.
I'm just a I bring my own chair to the table. I don't have
either you bring craziness, or you bring intellectual thought, or you bring common sense, or you just make everybody cheerful. It's it's inclusion. Inclusion. It's kind of where we go with that. But if I had a sitcom at this point in my life, oh man, this is like the hardest question today. Fuck. I don't want to say that. I don't know. I was part of me was just going to be like, oh, maybe the Cosby Show, and I'm like, nah, that's a bad idea. Purely for the characters. So now I'm having trouble thinking about it. I don't know at this point in my life. I don't know what sitcom it would be. Maybe Home Improvement.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, I would say
Ooh.
that's more. That's probably more my area right now.
There you go.
As much as it hurt, I did not buy the popcorn bucket. Yes, I regret. I do not. I don't care. I love the movie, and we'll get to all that later. But couldn't do it. I'm holding out for the Deadpool 3 popcorn bucket. Have you seen? Have you seen? Oh, I will show you the way. You want a popcorn bucket? You want a popcorn bucket? I'll show you a popcorn bucket. Here we go. This is the popcorn bucket to end all popcorn buckets. Now, if you remember, I got my favorite popcorn bucket back when Ghostbusters Afterlife came out. They made the Ecto 1 into a popcorn bucket. Now they gone and outdone themselves, and they're making the Ghost Trap.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
I might need to get that.
Yes.
That's actually really cool.
It's holds 130 ounces of popcorn.
Jesus.
I'm not going to be using it for that whatsoever. I will be 1,000% playing Ghostbusters. I'm 1,000% with my kids. Go get some proton packs and play Ghostbusters. Because that was so much fun. So James says, I wouldn't be the main character of a sitcom. I'd be the random background actor that gets memed to death. That's okay, though.
That's still a role. Why not?
Those are the best characters, in my opinion. All right. Well, I feel like I've drugged you down and I've lifted you back up, and then Paul has made it all crazy in a good way, in a way that we can appreciate. The absurdity.
Absolutely.
The true absurdity. But, let's review some goddamn movies, shall we?
Oh shit, we're reviewing Dune.
And this actually, before we get started, I wanted to just tell you guys that Shopify, if you're looking to start your business from beginning to end, go check out the link down below. They're our special sponsor for this episode, and I just wanted to put that out there. Right now, if you go down to the link, you can bring your ideas to life for $1 a month. That's right. You can get a free trial and enjoy your first month for $1. This Shopify is an e-commerce platform that can help you start your business, get it ready, get it going, and along the way, help you build it up. So you should go check them out. Try the free trial. See what you got. Bring your creativity to life. Shopify. Use our link down below. That's our sponsor link. So thank you, Shopify, for sponsoring this episode. So your video is coming out soon, and just touch down on it again for anybody listening to the podcast later or watching, or even watching this review. We kind of went all out for Dune. I really liked Dune.
Yes,
the first Dune when I first saw it. So I knew going to the second one, I really liked the book as well. I read the book when I was young. I actually think I might reread it because it's been a long time, and I want to read it as an adult.
Right.
And really kind of get those themes down. So before we get to the review of the first Dune, which is a re-review from me, I'm going to do something real quick with it. You can go back and check out my other review in 2021 when that came out, but I'm going to let Paul do most of it for this. But the cool thing is, I also did a Does It Suck for Dune 1984, and we're going to have a movie-going experience coming out because, Paul, why don't you take it away and explain what you did this weekend?
So this past weekend, I got the awesome opportunity to take my little brother Braxton to go see his first movie in a theater. And I absolutely was thrilled to take him to go see Dune 2. So we'll be talking about that lightly. He's a man of few words, but
it's adorable though. It was a wonderful little interview, and I can't wait for it to get maybe a few years down the line of you going to movies with him. And then maybe revisit that.
Absolutely.
Yes. So it's very cool stuff. But so Dune Part 1. Let's start with Part 1. Like I said, I want to keep it because I have a whole review out. Mm-hmm. I love this movie. I knew it was the start. I knew there was a Part 1. There was going to be a Part 2. I know the story of Dune. I appreciate the story of Dune. And what they did in this first movie was brilliant in building Paul up as this character that you truly love and adore. And what he's doing when he's going about. Because by the time you get to the second movie, to see what he becomes, it's satisfying for people who are really fans of the story. So I love this movie. Denis Villeneuve is a genius auteur filmmaker. Man, like, give that guy clout to do anything.
Yep.
And you're going to get a great film. And I hope they let him continue on the stories with Dune the Messiah and maybe Children of Dune. Those would be an epic tale. But I have been talking about, and I want to let everybody know before we get into our Dune 2 review. Dune, it had been relayed to me that Dune 2 was 2/3 of the way of the book. That is not the case. Dune Part 1 and Dune Part 2 are the first book. It is Dune. It's from beginning to end. Anything after is a continuation of books. So, Dune Part 1 and 2, very well told story, condensed, and leaves it open to go into the future. So I said I love the story. Before I give my rating, I'm going to let you talk, Paul. Please go ahead.
All right, so Dune Part 1, I had seen the original, the 1984 version of it. And even though it's very, I mean this in the essence of the actual term of the word, it's a very queer movie. It's just weird. It's out there. It's frilly. You can see the wires when they're moving around. I still enjoyed the 84 for what it was. So going into this, I was like, it can't be worse. And I was blown away by the coloring of it, the cinematography of it. Like you said, the character development I thought was beautiful. You felt everything. You got to see Paul grow. You kind of got to feel everything he was feeling from, fear, wanting to be this, can't be in that, knowing what's going on. Dune Part 1 made me very excited for everything else that was going to come out as far as this franchise reboot.
Very cool. I love that. And I also love your rating for this too. And because I know we more so want to talk about Dune Part 2, which is the big one. Mm-hmm. It's very cool to rewatch this again since 2021. Held up just as strong, in my opinion. It's a great movie. And my rating for this and your rating are very similar. You gave it a 4.6 and I gave it a 4.5. That was it. And here's, okay. So I love the movie. Every problem I have with the movie, in both movies, all of the problems I have are merely mine. They're just, I didn't click with this.
Right.
So with that being said, this could be the perfect, like, Part 1's not a perfect movie. Part 2's not a perfect movie. Part 1 and 2 together.
Right.
Yeah, I can see that is a perfect movie for me.
Absolutely can agree with that.
Now for that reason, you are always going to get usually a point off. If you have to rely on more than one movie, then you're an incomplete movie, and I can't give you a perfection.
Right.
So that's my ratings. I don't hold anybody else to that. That is me personally. So that, with a couple of other little choices here and there along the way, which are so minuscule, I shave off half a point. I put this at 4.5. Now, 4.6 for you is very strong. You have anything you want to add to your rating?
Like you said, I just haven't come across a perfect movie. When I come across a perfect movie, I know I'll know.
You haven't watched The Godfather yet? I will always be a perfect movie to me.
Interesting. We're gonna have to talk about that later. It was close to being a perfect movie for me. Like you said, there were certain parts I wish they had almost expanded more on. Certain relationships I wish they had kind of highlighted a little bit longer, just because I enjoyed seeing certain characters on screen together. So it's more of a personal reason why it didn't get a fuck. Kind of like you said, like, it's not necessarily, they didn't fuck up. It's just I personally wanted, X, Y, and Z, and I didn't get quite X, Y, and Z, but they still got a 4.6.
Dude, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. Like 4.5, that's my cutoff. That's where I'm going to stick with it because I usually don't dabble in points for my own to keep it straight. If I can have everything rounded, I'm good.
Right.
But I had to give the first movie a damn near perfect score. It's just too freaking good.
Right.
And James says, for me, part 2 is better than part 1, but not both were an absolutely stellar unit. You know, it's funny to say that. I do think, and we'll get right into it, I personally think that part 2 is a better movie overall. And I won't say that with everything, but I think from beginning to end, it's a better told story, it's a better movie, it flows better. The first one's very good, but this second one was on such an epic scale.
Yes.
Every aspect of this was beautiful, shot perfectly, acted perfectly. The story is told beautifully. This is what I miss from the original movie, is that like the story is so choppy and you're not getting all of the little details that you need. And yeah, there's some adaptation here. But adding Austin Butler, he was a great addition. He played the parts of Fayed so well. Seeing more of Chani, played by Zendaya, and Javier Bardem's Stigler character, they enhanced their performances, enhanced this movie in such a way. And Josh Brolin too, he needs a mention in this. Like everyone, but my top from beginning to end, the two people who destroyed in their roles in this movie are Rebecca Ferguson as especially when she comes to Reverend Mother. But Rebecca Ferguson as Lady Jessica, and of course Timothée Chalamet as Paul, like in Muad'Dib. It's so well done. This whole story is perfect, and I'm hating the narrative that's being pushed online right now. It's a movie about white saviorism. It's not. If anything, this is exactly like Dune. That's never what Dune was supposed to be. Paul's always been the bad guy. You didn't see it in the first one, so you don't want to believe it now. And that's how they pull the wood from. Like by the time you get to the end of this, you're like, oh, this guy is going to destroy everything, and he doesn't care about the people he has taken under. Like it's the burden of leadership, knowing he has to be, in order to get revenge and to get what he wants, and to take that power that his father said needed to come to him, he just goes and destroys everything.
Right.
I want to push that to people because I have been hearing this a lot lately about the white saviorism. I was like, if anything, they're saying white saviorism is wrong. But that's not the point of this. This is a tale, but you're right. I've said a lot about it. Before we get to our ratings, I want to hear what you have to say about it.
Well, just to expand on that, I hate when people try to look at something other than what it is. This isn't, supposed to be, a woke movie or anything like that. It's not supposed to be political.
No, it is. It is.
But not.
But idealistically.
Right.
Sorry, I don't mean to. So people don't lose on that. Anybody who's listening or watching, like it is. It's very much how we've treated the Muslim and especially people of color communities all over the world, especially in the Middle East. So like, there's a political statement here, and there's a very anti-American statement. Because if you really think about it, the Atreides is America, right? And then the Harkonnens are, you back then could probably consider the Russians, who they're evil, and then you have the Atreides who are also evil, right? And the Emperor, his house, runs the balance, knowing who everybody is. This was a setup to try and stop the bullshit the Atreides were willing to do. Right. They weren't evil in the sense that they were doing things. They were evil in the sense that they were willing to do things. Like, it's we can do a whole episode just on that. I'm
Right.
sorry. Please go ahead.
No. You're good. I'm just saying, it's not in your face like that. I just get tired when it's just bullshit. I'm watching it for a fucking movie. Like, I'm not sitting there trying to, oh, well, this makes me feel some type of way about my fucking parents just because they're white. Like, I get tired of that shit all the fucking time because it's what a lot of it is. Anyway, as just a movie, absolutely loved it. I was blown away by both of those characters that we were talking about earlier, especially Timothee. I thought, because I knew these scenes were coming where, he had to use his actual voice and actually seem like he was, for all better terms, becoming a man, growing up. And I was scared that, he might lose it in interpretation where it's just going to seem a little weak where you're like, oh, okay. But like, I bought everything he said that whole movie.
And that's
solid.
I fucking love it that you said that. I bought everything he said, though, because that was the point. He was selling it, and he was okay with he sold it to the point where he believes it. And that's what I mean by that is like with the Atreides being America and stuff like that. And to go back, it's not in your face, but that is the colonialism.
Right.
They're both are colonizing in different ways. One by force, the other one's coming in and trying to assimilate,
right?
And lead through religion. That's why this movie isn't forced. It tells you straight out, this is how we can do this.
Right.
This is how you subjugate people.
Right.
So it's such an interesting way to do it. And for that, ratings for this are the same. You did a 4.6, I did a 4.5 for the very same reasons. The only casting thing I didn't love in this was Christopher Walken as the Emperor.
Okay, that's fair.
This is a snob thing for me.
Okay,
it's a preference, so it's a snob thing for me. I get it, but like back in the day, like when you did a movie where that you needed somebody very regal or in an emperor or kingly state, it's like you went to the well. And I love Christopher Walken as an actor, but I don't consider him one of the greatest living actors of all time.
No.
I would consider him, Christopher Walken, a great icon of acting, especially in a pop culture sense. And I love Christopher Walken, and I love his roles. But this movie, to me, felt like it needed, like, the last movie had Max von Sydow. Like, that's a big deal. Like, that's a regal thing, like this type of acting, like from the old guard. I felt like that's what you needed. You needed that gravitas for the Emperor, because at the end, when Christopher Walken kisses the ring, I didn't feel that. I didn't feel the Emperor hating the fact that he has to do this and knowing he needed to do what he did to stop this, and he still didn't stop it, and it's here.
Right.
So it's like, I'm so like, I just wish it had, I don't know who. I don't want to say, I don't want to just throw anybody out there, but like, it just didn't feel like good casting on my part.
Yeah, no, I can absolutely agree with that. And there's certain people, selfishly, I would have enjoyed almost like an Anthony Hopkins or someone like that just to be in that role.
Have that gravitas. Yeah, I agree.
Because I believe I think he would have sold the shit out of it. I'm not downing, Christopher Walken. He, like you said, he's amazing. He deserves his due. And he did a good job in this, but he just seemed like the character there. It wasn't the Emperor. You didn't see the internal anguish of, like you said, him hating he had to kiss that ring. He just kind of, he did it, but it wasn't.
He was like, all right, I'll survive. Like,
yeah.
And now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that was just a choice of direction, stuff like that. But I feel like if you have, even if it was played exactly the same, but if you have somebody that's like Christopher Plummer almost would have been perfect for it. To play that role, God rest his soul. But I don't, I'm drawing a blank of like today's older actors.
Michael Caine.
Oh, Michael Caine would have been really good in that, I think.
Those are my two for it, is Anthony Hopkins or Caine, but that's just
Clint Eastwood. Well, no, not Clint Eastwood. No. I immediately regretted saying that.
A side note for Dune that I've been trying to tell a lot of we'll say people my age with their kids. What? No, I'm just saying, just a little side note.
No. I got it. And it connects to Dune 1984. Patrick Stewart.
Holy shit.
Tell me Patrick Stewart in that Emperor role wouldn't have been a great...
That would have been awesome.
Now,
that would have been
again,
fucking epic.
I don't want to take anything away from Christopher Walken. I love him, but like now you have the connection to the 84 Dune. He's a very Shakespearean face and voice, and he has such a powerful, commanding presence. Imagine him kissing that ring.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, that would have been so good. I don't think anybody else could have pulled it. Yeah, or Ian McKellen maybe, but I think Ian McKellen would have definitely pulled it off, and it would have been great. With that same presence,
right? But
it was Patrick Stewart being in the original,
right?
I think that would have just been like such a beautiful connection. God damn it, Dennis. No, I'm kidding. No, but guys, I will say this, and I think Paul, you might agree with me on this. These two movies together are it's a 10 film.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's a family film in my opinion, because my little brother, just to give context of age, he's 11. He saw the first Dune, understood it, absolutely loved it, respected it, and he absolutely was enthralled with part 2 as well. So I'll say, don't write it off thinking it's too intricate for general audience or younger audience to understand, because I think it's told well enough to where they understand. They might not get the politics like we do as adults, but they will still enjoy it. So take your kids to see this too.
This is the same story as Star Wars told better.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's the same. It's Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey. It's exactly the same. Go watch it and you'll see, but it's better because it's a better told story, because it has all those elements that are hidden. It's a better idea of what an empire is. It's a better idea of what a rebellion is and how they come out. So like, yes, get in it and you will understand it. You don't have to get all of those little things like we were arguing about earlier to get this movie. It's a well told story. But
absolutely.
Yeah. All right, let's finish out this episode with a mixed movie pick from 1956. I ended this way different than I started. This Jesus. Is well, that's not what I meant, but yeah, it's true. Wow, that didn't parallel well. So you're watching this clip later, go back and watch the podcast and you'll fully understand why. Great promotion. So 1956, The Killing. It's a Stanley Kubrick film. It's about a heist. It's a really well done movie. It's really well shot. I mean, everything you get from Kubrick, but it's early Kubrick. This is him really playing with a lot of things. It's not it feels epic, but it's not as epic as you would get from a Stanley Kubrick or you would think of. This is before Paths of Glory. This is before Spartacus and all of even that era of Kubrick. It's right before he exploded. So this is a very cool one to check out because it's really well done and different. And it's a cool film noir and a heist movie. So I say check it out. I don't want to give you too much information about it because it's worth just getting into and kind of having some fun with. So that's my mixed movie pick. Guys, thank you so much for joining in. I appreciate you listening to my my intro. It'll be a lot later next week, so make sure you join back in and keep fighting a good fight. Keep taking the little victories, adding them up, loving it. Paul, you got anything you want to say before we take off?
You guys just have a good week. Be careful and make sure to stretch your body before you do heavy moving.
It's great advice. That is fantastic advice. So stick with that. Say thank you. Hit like, hit subscribe, and hit that bell on YouTube so you can follow the channel for all great shows and more. Thank you for going to Shopify and go check them out in the link below and any of our other affiliates. Guys, I do have to say this because I'm realizing more and more now the channel is growing at such a wonderful rate that it's harder and harder to keep up with. So if you would find it in your heart to maybe join up and support on Patreon, it doesn't, every little bit of it helps. Maybe go check it out. It all goes back into making such a great channel. So really appreciate you. So go check that out. The links are down below. I want to say thank you guys. Or you can go check out snobsmerch.com. That helps too. all of its supports. So thank you guys for being there for us. We're going to just keep trying to be there for you, but we'll be back next week with all new stuff. So we'll talk to you soon. Remember, be kind, stay classy, and take care of yourselves. That's important.